All right, you guys, we're ready to finally flip through this 2023 planner. I'm going to say right now, there are some things that I still plan on fixing about it. And there's some things that I still plan on creating for it. And I have been using it this past, I don't know, week and a half as I've been, trying to finish up creating some things that I wanted for this video and everything. But, and just kind of to this do a final decision. I didn't want to have to drag the series on more and say, this is my flip through, but, I probably will have a fourth video to say what's working and what's not. Okay, but I know many of you guys are ready to see what's in this planner because many of you kind of plan like me where you like having sections, but then you also just want one place for you to go throughout the day. So this is kind of what that is. I have basically put it into my sections are for pre-planning pretty much. And then, to kind of come to for reference, or when I'm ready to set up my weekly or daily, I might refer to it. So they're kind of like a reference section, and for pre-planning, maybe a little bit of, brainstorming and brain dumping in that category of my life. So otherwise, I am going to mention right now, I don't like how full and thick it is, but the reason that is that way is because I have all these bookmarks, or I don't know, bookmarks, whatever you want to call them. And then I do have a section that I'm going to show you guys what, I'm actually think I'm going to take some of it out while we are flipping through. So this is where we're at. I went ahead with the same cover because I like how neutral it is, but it's still a little bit of color. I do want to change the discs, and I did not do that for this video. So I'm also cleaning the discs as I go here. Okay, so let's see, can we see everything? Okay, so I went ahead and see, as you can see, so I Frankenplan, meaning I put together different planners of lots of happy planner. I put my own in here. If I find a reference sheet or something that I want in my planner, I print it up and I punch it. So this is something my son gave me a couple months back, and I kept it in there. I went ahead and put some pages in the front for note taking. I like to have minis and what are these, skinny? So I went ahead and just kept some of the note papers in here from before. Some of them have notes on them. Some of them are old calendars or whatever, but I thought maybe I could reuse them if I felt like it, and I have a variety of different notes. Next, this is going to be my catch-all section. So catch-all meaning this is where I want to go to find all the things that I don't really need for a whole reference section for it. Maybe I will in the future, but like right now, this right here is for my meal planning, maybe family cleaning, stuff like that. But really, I keep all of that on my main calendar. So I have this little market list I wanted to, it's one of those, it's kind of sticky up here because it's one of those, I forget, the words are not coming to my head right now, but it's like those block pads, I think they're called. So I wanted to be able to write notes for if, groceries, but then if not, I just like having it for writing out lists of meals to choose for the month. And then the other thing that I have been finding that I don't necessarily need is this whole chunk of paper here, which is what I was talking about. It's kind of making it a little thick. And I don't think I'm going to be meal planning specifics every single day. I always try to put these in my planner, and then I just don't have the time to do that. I don't even really like to plan breakfast, snacks, and lunches ahead. I just have like a menu in my kitchen, and that helps me say, oh, we haven't had this in a while or whatever. So we haven't really needed to do that. I might have to do something like this. So I think what I'm going to do, I don't know why I ended up putting so many in here. I think I just grabbed from my old, one of my planners in my unit here. And I probably have 2 months worth in here and really don't need that. So maybe what I'm going to do, I don't know, you guys, you'll have to tell me, do you sit there and think, oh, I'll use it, I'll figure out an idea, and then go, no, I don't want to use it. I don't know. I don't want to waste it. So I probably should just take it out. Let's just take it out. And if I find that I need something, I will come back to it. I'm contemplating keeping this page and pasting them together, but I really just try to plan, or I try to put together a list of recipes for the month right now anyways. This is what I'm doing, and then try to go from that list. So I do like having this, I don't mean to have it on this. See, I told you there's some things that need to change, but I just have not had the time to do that. So this has a whole bunch of recipes and a whole bunch of ideas, which I need to kind of create something for it or put it on this one, but that's what that is. I went ahead and went through my food and grocery inventory. I have this in my shop. The only thing is it doesn't have the actual title here. It's, you know, just blank. What I wanted to do was create something that had the title for myself, so I figured why not? The one in my shop doesn't have it, but you can always write the title for yourself. So if you're interested in these are in my shop. But I love going through my food and grocery inventory. This is not saying that we have all these items. These are all items that we either have or have had as kind of staples in our home. And trust me, if you went through your home, you would have way more than you thought, because that's why I have created a whole page for pantry, a whole page for fridge, for freezer. And then I wanted to create one for meals. So as I find or think of the different staple meals that we like to have throughout the month, then I can put the meal there and some ingredients that I know that we need, or as I'm meal planning, I can do that as well. So I made a few of those, and then I made a home one. So this is kind of like all of our paper products, you know, like wash toothpaste, toothbrushes, all that kind of stuff. And then I have a few extra here that I ended up just making longer lists for if I needed it. So one of those pages. So again, there is something like this in the shop if you are interested in it. The longer one is not in there, and it doesn't already have titles, but I feel like doing this every so many months, or maybe once a year if it's too daunting. I totally get that, is a good idea. So I did that. That's another reason why it took me so long to to get this to you guys. I really wanted that ready for my planner. Now, I don't have a separator here, but this, I might end up getting more tabs. This is kind of considered my home section, obviously, and this is going to be for projects. So I have the sewing edition for the Happy Planner, the big, obviously, and I thought, I'm not really using the pages, the planner pages just right now, but I thought it was beautiful. And it has this for 2023. So I thought this would be really cool to write down different things my husband and I want to do. I really want to focus on having ideas for us to do for adventure dates. And then we can plan that out, as well as family adventures, stuff like that, and projects. So just little projects around the house. That's what this has. I also have the classic of the sewing edition. Let me take this off so you can see. So I thought, even though this is like geared to sewing, I thought this was really cute because you can plan out a project the same way. So I really like that page. It's so cute. I'm not going to create something this colorful and stuff, so it's kind of nice to take something from the Happy Planner and put that in there. And I don't really sew, but if I really wanted to, I could, you know, cover it up. But I think it's really cute. It reminds me of taking care of my home. And then I created this list for myself here, that I can go ahead and write down the room in the house and some of the projects throughout the year. I can keep this in there. So a lot of these pages, not this one particularly, but a lot of these pages are to keep in here annually. I went ahead and put my little Faith Blog Bible plan in here for January, and I think I'm gonna, you know, go ahead and continue putting that here. If it bothers me, I will put another tab. I think the bigger tabs will take up less space than the small ones that I have here. So I might have to do that because these markers take up a lot more space than you think. Okay, I do have a dashboard planner here. I'm still not sure if this is what I'm going to use it for, so I'm trying it out this month. Again, this is from the sewing edition, classic size, but I also have this one behind it is my homeschool, which I do have a tab for because I need to be able to turn there fairly easily. This one though, I thought could be, I'm just reminding you we're in the catch-all section. This is maybe for my health and wellness. I would really like to just kind of plan out my workouts. So again, pre-planning. So I would plan out my workouts, plan out an idea for dinners, maybe even full-on meals when I can get there. And that's what I would probably end up using this dashboard section for. But for right now, I am writing out the dinners, a couple things I need to do to prep those things throughout, like earlier in the day maybe, or the night before if I can. And then my three, ways that I am kind of, my three like non-negotiables. I shouldn't say non-negotiables because there might not be a walk here and there, but depending on weather and stuff, or going outside. But these are my 3 wishes for the day, my 3 health wishes. To work out, except on Wednesdays, it'd be to stretch, to take like a stretch day, to go out, get outside, and to walk. And then on the weekends, I kind of switched it up a little bit, making sure that I'm doing more of those things with my family, that I'm meal planning and meal prepping. But this is all trial and error. I have no idea for this side. I really wanted to put my my daily faith reading in here somehow. I don't know. It's just what it is. I really want to use it. So hopefully we'll get there. And then here's homeschool. So basically, I feel one thing I don't care for, but I love monthlies, but I feel like I'm having to write them in multiple places in order to plan, especially since I'm using these sections to pre-plan. So I'm not sure how I'm going to go about that, but I really loved using the monthly to write down what we have planned, at least for school. And then I can go to my monthly. I mainly, you guys, use my phone for how to, sorry, that's the monitor. Let me stop that. I mainly use my phone for what's going on with like events and stuff for our family, because my husband and I, and now my mom, have access to our calendar through the app Cozy, and that is how we all share what's happening. That's how we all share a grocery list. That's how we all share what else, like to-do lists. So that's how I mainly figure out what's going on with my family. And then usually monthly, if not weekly, I will, when I sit down to plan out for the week, I will put the things in the calendar, because something might have come up, obviously, since I did it at the beginning of the month. And then I'll put them in the calendar. Like, for example, this Skate City one. It wasn't in there until yesterday, so... So I try to update these monthlies at least at the beginning of the month, because that helps me with my goals and what I want to plan for them, at least one, thing for the month. So I'm trying to make sure we have a day where we go to the library, we have a day where we go to the grocery store, and most likely I bring that in with baking or cooking so we can do a lesson on that kind of thing. We actually did do a bike ride and a trail hike. So and then I kind of, having this list helps me kind of look over the whole calendar and so forth. So this is really helpful for me for homeschooling and pre-planning. And then this is the first time I've used the vertical. So I am doing that now. I'm enjoying it. I was using the dashboard, which I really enjoyed. So if I do have to go back to the dashboard, I can just kind of, maybe this one could be for my health and wellness, and this one could go back to being for my school, because I do feel like I need to write more than just the daily stuff, but sometimes I feel like I am repeating myself when I'm writing. There's always like something, I don't know. What I need to do is make one of those sheets and laminate it and just move it over to, you know, like have one sheet and basically do it. But I do like, I'm not required in my state to have the records, but I do like having them. Just a little record of what we did. And then I can check off that day what we ended up getting to do. Okay, well, let's move on. So I do have my homeschool. I finally got a label maker, which I've been using. The only thing is that I feel like they come off the corners are coming off pretty easily. They're not falling off, except this one seems to want to. Okay, then I can have room for notes and stuff. So as you can see, being that this is a Frankenplanner, these smaller, if you guys are kind of wondering about Frankenplanning with classics and bigs and stuff like that, these smaller ones take up more space than you think. I mean, you would have that paper, you know, or that tab just like a big, but because it's smaller, you don't think it does, but it really does take up, you know, a good amount of space. Next we have, this is actually where my today stuff is. So this is our calendar, what I like to plan for my family, myself, all that stuff goes here. Even homeschool, you know, most homeschool activities that are like planned and like we have to get there kind of thing. That's what this is. And then, don't mind this page because this is what I'm using. Here, I'm going to kind of show you, is the horizontal. I have never used a horizontal before. I've wanted to. It just seemed like kind of like a waste of space to me to just like write stuff here and not really be able to use it for my week. But I've been inspired to use it now. I've been inspired to use it now. So I'm going to skip these pages real quick so I can show you what I mean by that. So what I'm doing is using kind of it almost in 3 sections, but I'm using decorations to separate that or whatnot. And on this side I have, can you see that? Yeah. On this side I have what's for dinner and maybe a couple things I need to prep. And then at the bottom I have a home task, a favorite of the day or like a gratitude, and my workout. And then in the middle, so we didn't have anything happening Monday, but in the middle I have our appointments. So what I need to get, what we need to go do that day. And then on the right side I have our to-dos. So I have been enjoying putting my homeschool to-dos. As if they're not needed, I'll change that, but that's been really nice to have just like a section for that. So I thought it'd be fun to challenge myself to figure out if I really like this spread, and it gives me a little bit of freedom for decorating it. You guys know, if you're here for a while, I don't always get the time to decorate, and I usually use my own catch-all like this one, which I love, but I really did kind of want to change it up a little bit. So I'm trying this out, and so far this week I'm liking it. I have my my home task for the week, and I'm trying to catch up. That's why I have 2, but I'm trying to stick to just 1. So once I catch up on these 2, it'll be just 1. And then over here in the notes section, I put like a few things I need to do for YouTube, since I'm actually behind. So I apologize if you guys have been waiting for some videos. I thought it's just been coming back from the holidays. Okay, so I'm gonna go back a little bit here. This is something I'm excited about that I created. It is one of my notes pages from, I think, my goals and routines planner that is in my shop. However, I have, you know, purposely typed some things in. I have made a weekly to-dos as well as my goal for the week, and I put my own little things on there. And then on the other side, so try not to pay attention to this one yet, but here, I'll go like this. On this side, I created a habits and routine tracker. So I have the things that I need to do daily. I have some goals for my health and wellness that I need to do daily. And then I have routines here, or habits. So this was really fun to make. I really loved making it and making it part of my goals and routines planner that's out there on my shop, or in it. This is not, but you guys have to let me know if you'd be interested in something like this. If you think that this will help your life, which I think it's going to help mine, and I really hope it does, let me know and I'll get it in there for you guys. Many of you know it's just, I could have hundreds more in there for you guys, but putting pictures, making pictures pretty and putting them in Etsy takes forever, at least for me. And it's so hard just trying to be mom first and homeschool teacher as well. So trying to get to those things. But if you think that this would be helpful and you would grab it, let me know. I probably just need to hook something up to my Instagram so you guys can just let me know what you want there. I'm going to look into that. Okay. I'm getting off track, but give me a thumbs up if when you're talking to a friend or talking out loud with a family member and you feel like you talked through your thoughts and you were like, the Holy Spirit literally just like led me to this, and that's probably the way to answer my prayers here. So anyways, let me know, because I think that this is going to be a great thing. So the idea for this part, or this side, is like if I have some home tasks I need to do on those days, that's what those are for. Now you will see this page is basically the same as this page, except this one's a monthly to-dos. So I'm choosing to do a monthly thing for myself instead of a weekly right now anyway. And what I did was wrote down my intentionals. I wrote down a few things that just came out of my head and I really wanted to focus on this month. Simple, maybe most likely simple, or at least where I'm at in the process, not like the starting. I might be in the middle of these goals. So, and then I have my monthly to-dos, which are very similar. Like this one says complete your monthly budget. On the weekly one, it says complete your weekly budget. One financial goal. This one's one personal goal. Donate items or throw away. So the weekly one says 5 and the monthly one says 25. This one has one home organization project or item for the weekly. I didn't put that on my monthly. I'm trying to think. Maybe I need to add that. And then plan a family activity or adventure on the weekly as well as the monthly. So I really like having those. If I get this in the shop, those would be blank, but you guys could write in your own. And then what I really love is that I've made a monthly routine and habit tracker as opposed to just the weekly. It does not have, this obviously the daily tasks, because there's just not enough room, but I put that on my weekly. So I've been using it. I've only been using it 2 days, but I've really enjoyed it. And I'm actually going to check off work right now because that's what I'm doing right now. And these kind of go, many of these, not all of them, but they kind of go with my goals. So I think this is a wonderful little double-sided page that I am going to and referring to every single day, and I love it. That's why I have the marker here next to that, and then I just flip over to my week. So not too much flipping. You guys know how I feel about that. I can just flip this page over. If I had planned better last week, this would be pretty, but it's not. And I can fill in my habits and routines right there. I'm going to check the camera because I feel bad if you guys have, and we've been filming for a while. This video is going to be slightly long. I apologize, but so I went ahead and put the whole month in there. Something's off with my numbers, so I put a little note to myself, and I put a note page. You guys know I like my note pages. I know what's wrong. This should say February. I will have to look into that. I got the planner and I took all the middle pages out because I used it for homeschool, and I think I used that page already. We'll see. Another favorite creation that I have done for myself is this planner routines, and I plan on using it for the month. So basically I have a catch-all section. So when I sit down to plan my catch-all section, this reminds me of the things that I need to sit down and plan. That is for, I shouldn't say section, my catch-all, my weekly catch-all. So that is something that when I sit down, say for next week, I'm going to sit down and plan my weekly catch-all. And you guys have seen my previous ones, but I'll give you another glimpse. This was the one I've been recently using. That's in my shop, and that I have been most recently using. I have many, but I will basically use this and make sure I write down our events and appointments. I will write down my block schedule or my routines, which on this one I cannot do that, but on this one I can. I do that right here. So since I can't do that on there, I'm making sure that my routines and stuff are here. So that's going to be, you know, it's kind of nice because those are already written out. My home care and laundry, so I need to write that in. My YouTube stuff, my Etsy stuff, and my weekly to-dos and prep. So that's really what I need to kind of get in here, or on whatever weekly catch-all I'm going to be using. Okay, and then so say I haven't assigned them days just yet, but say I do this on a Friday, like maybe I plan homeschool on Thursday, the Thursday before the upcoming week, and these are the things I need to do. So each day I have a planning session with myself where I not only look over the day and then the day to come, I make sure that I have time to sit down and plan one of these areas. And then let's see, there's 3, 6, 7. So there's one for each day of the week. I realize that's, you know, a lot. So I'll probably either have to double it, or I won't, you know, do one of them. It just depends on. And then the budget is monthly as well. And then I have a goals section, which is coming up, that I just haven't written out how I want to pre-plan my goals, or like, you know, just like, what are the steps? Oh, and let me explain these boxes. So each week I will check it off, and then I just left the box next to it. So, you know, if I completed it, I don't know, I just left it there. But I thought it'd be fun to try and see if the double or the quadruple boxes help me for each week of the month. Then I have my zones. So this is a reference for the whole month. As you can see, this is a monthly double-sided page. I went ahead and put this, the planner routines, and then on the other side I have my zones for the month. So next month I will have a new double-sided page for February. This was last week's weekly planner, so I just love this. I'm probably going to go back to it. I just love having it, but I like changing up how I use it. So, and sometimes I don't use some of it as much either. Okay, well, no page. Goals section. So I did make a goals section. Can you see? This is fun. I haven't gotten to sit down too much, but I went ahead and I have some notes in here for like healthy apps and basically all the things that I have access to already for my health and fitness. And then many of you might remember from last year, or you found it on the Etsy shop. I absolutely love this page. I think that this is available, but then there's also like a inspiration page where these quotes are a lot bigger, and it's kind of like a nice title page. I love it, and I went back to it because it's the new year, and I really, it just really motivates me. So as I sit down with my husband, or just, you know, by myself with God, and I want to sit down and think of maybe quarterly style goals for my family. So maybe even just starting with one for the quarter: my marriage, my spiritual journey, myself, my fitness, my homeschool, my relational, and budget. So these are the items that you saw. Where did I put them? that right here on my monthly habits. So that's how that's connected. I wrote family, marriage, spiritual, self, fitness, all that stuff here. And I wrote some different ideas for the month, but I didn't get a chance, because with 3 littles, you do get interrupted often. I didn't get a chance to really write down my full goal there, but I kind of wanted to include my husband in that too. So that's that. And then I printed up one of my pages. I have, you know, different quotes at the top. So for example, this first one will match up with my family, and then marriage, spiritual, self, and I printed up enough to go with that, probably even extra. So basically what I'm going to do here, I mean, they do have boxes, but what I'm going to do here is write down my why, my vision, and then I'm going to review those things. So as I create, as I mentioned, I don't have my full on, I don't have everything done, but I will create a planner routine with my goals. And then most likely we'll be like reviewing it weekly and monthly and all that. I think you guys have seen this before. If not, if you're newer, this is a goals and routine, just kind of a breakdown of how how you can hopefully meet your goal. So you can write your goal here, how you can make it happen. These do have check boxes, but they're very light. So like if you don't need a checkbox, I can just write there. And then I did it. So if I had a reward for myself or something, I could put that there, or I can just, say yes or no. And then here's just a couple different checklists or routines or whatever. And then this was something new I made. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it. I really love it, but I did make one for each of my intentional goals as well. So just in case I didn't call it intentionals, if I say intentionals, that's what I'm referring to, are these areas. I made this huge monthly because I thought how fun it is to check off like every day that you did something for it. My why and my vision can go here. The task that I need to do on Mondays to meet that goal on Tuesdays. So every day of the week would have a task. And then I can check it off for week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. So you guys all have to let me know what you think of this insert, because I love, love, love it. But you don't want to have too many things at once. But I absolutely love that. And they are ready to go once I can sit down and do that. And then I printed up my fitness goals and routines. So a whole routine or goal section for that. And then that way I can be specific with that. And then I have beginning measurements, ending of the month measurements, and what I can do on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. So I'm excited to be using that. And on the other side is a notes page. These ones have the fun quote, "In a year from now, you'll be glad you started." So I did one for every month. No, I think I just printed 6 months, just in case something, I wanted a change or something. And then lastly, I have non-scale victories and tracking. So this is a fun one. I want to make sure that on a monthly basis, I go here and I make sure that I write a few awesome things that happened or that I did to accomplish or get closer to my goal. Sorry guys, I had to take a little break because we are basically, I have to get my daughter up from her nap soon and all that, but I really want to get through this flip through. So, okay. Now we are into the work section, which is basically business stuff for Etsy and YouTube and stuff like that. I'm basically just using my my monthly to kind of write out the videos that I want to get up. I do have an erasable pen, so if that doesn't work, or I just draw arrows, that's basically what I'm doing. I also keep video plans, like my monthly list. I keep my notes for what I want to make sure that I mention in the videos, if it's a video like that. I haven't set this one up either, but I do like having these pages. They're really fun to think about. And then I can also keep some lists here. I really like having a list that can stay in the planner, and usually these pages don't stay after the month. So they're here for brain dumping and stuff at least. And then I also have, lists for Etsy and stuff. So this is kind of it just ends up being what it ends up being for the month. It's not always the same. I do have like this page kind of stays with me for a little while. This was December. I really didn't want to get rid of December yet because it has some important things that didn't get quite finished in December. I have a lists page. So currently I am using this page for my videos and Etsy, and getting to those, so they're ongoing. And then once that one's filled, well, obviously that's filled, but complete, I can now, you know, use this page here. Again, some notes, so it's just very random. Lots of my notes for different videos are here. I had to do a lot of brain dumping, you guys saw in the video, for you know, leading up to this flip through and this planner that I finally decided on. So yeah, lots of notes. That's what I need for this section. Just lots of options to write down notes. Now I have my budget. I really like having my budget here. I have my categories. So this is my bill tracker. I have fixed bills and various bills. I'm just trying to make sure I don't, okay, I have my spending categories here. And then here is transfers at the beginning of the month, and then account balances. So I'm definitely not wanting to share that, but these are my annual trackers. And then income, memberships, stuff like that. So then we have January. So here is my January budget, and I have my list of the things I need to do to close out my budget. We have goals, notes, and stuff like that here. To be honest, I don't usually get to write much out here, but my intention is to. We have January, we have my category. So every time something comes out of the account, I put it in the category, and then at the end of the month, I put it on our tracker here. So that's my process. I have a cute little savings tracker if I want to use it, and the end of the month, I didn't put a title on this, but it's the end of the month expense to income report. And then I just have some areas that I like to keep track of, like if we specifically, I want to see all the homeschool stuff there and all that. So just some more trackers, and again, December is still in here. So I didn't want to take that out just yet. My Christmas planner. So that'll help with it not being so bulky. Now at the end here, I have a couple, I don't think I meant to have these extras in here. They will go in there, they're just gonna go later. So this is my tab for future. So anything I need to use in the future, or anything that is to be planned in the future, will be back here. I might put a couple future calendars. I'm not really sure. Again, I find that I don't need the calendars because, you know, the monthlies, because I do keep everything in my phone, you guys. So, but this is the first 3 months of the year, and I loved this page. So I have my planner routines ready to go, at least one of them. I probably need to print up more. I have my weekly catch-alls ready to go if I want to use those instead of the Happy Planner horizontal. So that's something I would always suggest. I have a list page with zones. So if I need to do that, my planner routines were going here, but I already printed this up in my previous planner, so I thought I'd go ahead and put it in here. It's just like this. So I have some extras of all of these. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and put those here. And then this was places we wanted to visit, things we wanted to do. So eventually these will need to be put with our home and family stuff. But I just loved having this future calendar here. And then we're in the notes section. So in the back, I like to hang on to some of my old lists that maybe notes that just really, really helped me in my planning. I go back to these notes a lot when I'm writing out my weekly and so forth. So as you can see, I have lots and lots of old notes pages that I really want to keep in there in case I need them. So reference pages, I guess. lots of them. Eventually I'll clean that out, but I still need them. And then this is what you see. This is it. Okay, you guys, that is the flip through of my 2023 planner. You guys have to let me know if you have any questions on anything. Is there anything you want to see more of in the shop that you saw here? And I don't know, what's your favorite section, or how do you guys like to organize your catch-all, what I called my catch-all system or catch-all section? Do you think that I should separate it, even though there's only a few pages for each one? Should I separate this and call it, you know, meal planning? Should I then home projects? Like, I don't know. What do you guys think? So that's where I'm at. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Join me in the future. I'm hoping to do more videos with goals and stuff, but I know that I'm not like with it to get that started here in January already. I take my time and process my feelings on those things. I should just get them out in the open and get them done, but I really do take time and process them. But if you guys are interested in me sharing that with you guys, I obviously have a whole goal section here that I'm really excited about. So if you guys want to see more of that kind of stuff, let me know in the comments below too. Join me on Instagram. I'm at Mandy_Chavez chapters, and give this video a like, share it. Join me for the next one, and I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day. Bye, guys.